and welcome to another episode of Online Zoom Talk Show with faculty. I'm Zainab and I'll be your host today again. We have Dr. Jason Chen here from the Department of Chemistry and Irfan Shakris, who's a third-year student in our Life Science Department. And today we're going to dive deep into the vast universe of science and talk about some topics like how does the understanding of science actually guide us in our daily lives. And without further ado, I actually want to get to know our guests a little bit more. So Irfan, hi and welcome. Can we get to know you a little bit?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Irfan here. I'm an Iranian student here at HKUST, but I've kind of been raised all over the world. And here I am in Hong Kong as a third-year biochemistry and cellular biology student.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. And Dr. Chen, can we get to know you as well?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Jason. I'm Assistant Professor of Science Education at the Department of Chemistry. And as a teaching faculty, I mainly do teaching duties, and especially I'm engaged with a lot of outreach activities for the university. So it's my honor to be here with you, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And I want to actually start with a classic question. Professor, why science? How was your journey until you decided that you want to pursue a scientific career?
Well, it started in my childhood. I got interested in chemistry at secondary school when I first did when I first entered the chemistry lab and did the first experiments, and that was a long time ago. I remember those experiments in the high school allowed us to mix some solutions, and we got some colorful changes and bubbling in the test tubes. I forgot what they were, but those really got me excited, and I went to really look into what's going on behind them, read the books, and at the time we didn't have much internet access, so I went to the library, picked up the books and started reading and got into the field of science of chemistry. And slowly I built up a little chemistry set at my home place, and I started to do my own experiments. And so I gradually walked into this field with the help of a lot of mentors and teachers along the way who guided me, to choose the right university courses, to choose the right research programs, and afterwards to choose the right career. So I'm thankful for everyone who has been with me along the path.
Oh, that's great. And what about you, Irfan? How was your journey towards science?
So actually, I'm afraid to say that I wasn't always that interested in science. When I first started out in biology and chemistry, like in high school, I would say I'm from an Iranian background and people love doctors there. Everybody wants their kids to be a doctor or a dentist. And I was definitely influenced by that. So in high school, I chose to study chemistry and biology. And I was interested. It's just that I didn't feel like an immediate connection. But it wasn't until my senior year in high school where I decided that I don't want to become a doctor, and that wasn't the path for me specifically. And I kind of had an existential crisis at the age of 18. And I started asking myself what I truly want to do. And I will always remember the moment where we studied in biology. We studied about Rosalind Franklin, who was a pioneering female in science that we had to learn about. And it kind of was a click moment that I usually don't have, but it just clicked in my head that this is a person who, through difficult times, through difficult circumstances of how people even viewed science at the time, continued to do what they wanted to do. And at the end of the day, it's a really sad story that she wasn't properly credited for what she did the way that she should have. But I really like the idea that her work kind of stood by itself. And I think in the field of science and in research, the work that you do is kind of like a stamp or a footprint that you leave behind for so many people to reference and look back at. And whether it's credited now or later or never even, to some extent, it will definitely inspire people and kind of this momentum of this ball rolling down in the field of science. And just, so yeah, I wanted to do something meaningful that was meaningful to me. And knowing that she actually, for example, even passed away from cancer, and it was speculated it was because she worked in the X-ray crystallography and figuring out the DNA structure. To me, it was kind of really poetic that she kind of died doing what she loved, and I think that that's something that happens in movies and not in real life. But I thought that this would be a field that would be meaningful to me, not only for kind of for the short term, but also the long term. And then here I am doing that, and I've been inspired by science ever since.